Tuesday, Farmdale Foxes. It is Tuesday, May 30th, so let's go ahead and jump right into our announcements. Our character word of the month is creativity. Remember, creativity is courageously using your imagination to create something new or to positively influence others. And our character strategy of the month is to find ways to make people smile. You can write a thank you note, sing a song, do a dance, or draw a picture. Now, just as a reminder, we do have a lot of activities going on this week, like so many that we cannot name them all in the announcements. Every grade level is having some sort of celebration, so it's awesome that you guys are doing amazing. We want to remind you of all of the character words of the month that we've had, because if you're demonstrating all of these, you're not going to lose the privilege to attend some of these activities. So as a reminder, respect, remember to respect others, follow the golden rule, treat others as you would want to be treated. Responsibility. It's about doing the things that we're supposed to do and accepting the positive or negative outcomes of our actions. Self-control. This is a huge one this week because we have less structured activities. Self-control is the thinking skill that helps to keep control of your emotions when you're frustrated, think before you act, and stop yourself from doing something that you might regret later on. We also have citizenship. It's when each individual takes personal responsibility to be good to one another for the greater good. We have compassion. It's doing small things with great love for others. Excellence. It's striving to be the best you can be and doing the best that you can. Kindness is the act of giving without the expectation of something in return. Then we have cooperation. It's about working together and helping others. When we cooperate, we have more positive social interactions and are better able to make and keep friends. And then we have confidence. And confidence is to be sure of yourself and your abilities. It's an inner quiet knowledge that you are capable. So this is a review of all the character words, and if you remember to follow all of those, then you will be fine as far as attending the end of the year celebrations. We're keeping this announcement on here because it's just a reminder with all the activities happening this week, there might be food. If there's food, you are allowed to have it as long as you're supervised by an adult. If you're in the cafeteria, that's a great place to eat your food, but you're not allowed to take it out to the playground or outside or anywhere where there's not an adult supervising you. So if you can't finish it in the cafeteria, don't bring it to school because it will end up in the trash. No fiesta-sized Takis, not this week. We have some spirit days this week. We have our countdown to summer break on Tuesday, May 30th. It's Ohana Day. Dress in your Hawaiian clothes. On Wednesday, May 31st, this year has been magical. Dress in your Disney clothes. On Tuesday, June 1st, dress like a tourist on vacation. And on Friday, June 2nd, it's anything but the backpack day. You have a lot of things to take home. So what are you going to take them home in? Anything but the backpack. We want to see some creativity. Let's see how that goes. We have Flagpole Wednesday. We do not have Flagpole on Friday because we have a lot of things going on. This will be our last Flagpole of the year. So our last Flagpole will be on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, and Mrs. Charo's class will be leading the way. We have so much to celebrate, so you don't want to miss it. So we will see you at Flagpole on Wednesday. We have a minimum day this week. Now we're changing it up. We're not having a minimum day on Wednesday. Our minimum day is on Friday. So make sure you let your parents know the last day of school is on Friday, and that's when we're going to have our minimum day. So Friday is our minimum day. Yearbooks are for sale in the office. They're $25. We only have a few left, so make sure you get your yearbook. And we also have Farmdale's Books of the Month on sale in the office. So before you go on summer break, you might look at some of these titles right here and see what books we have for sale in the office so you could take a book with you home so you can read those books during the summer. Our science fair was last week, and shout out to all the students who participated. We have Seth here who taught us about different viruses. So it was pretty amazing to see all the different projects that were on display. And the Olympics were last week, and we have a tie. I'm not sure which colors are tied, but there is a tie. So we will be having a tiebreaker game in the morning, and we will be announcing who the winner is. And that ice cream party will be in the quad at 2 o'clock. So stay tuned for the announcements to find out which color won. The talent show recordings are live. Your teachers have the links to all the talent show recordings, and you can vote as a class or individually today, but they are due by 2:30. So make sure you get those votes in so that way we can find out who are the winners of our talent show. Last week, we had our kickball staff versus students game, and we were so excited to announce that the staff won. It was not an easy game for the students. The staff had no mercy, and they won that game. But The All-Stars came back and they beat Pioneer on Friday. They beat Pioneer 0-14. So congratulations, All-Stars. We're excited for your win, but we're also proud of the character you demonstrated. You guys had great cooperation and you guys were also kind to one another. Get ready, fourth grade students. We want that trophy to come back again next year, so start practicing. Perfect attendance spells success. We have our list of students with perfect attendance, so who is going to win those bikes? Well, we'll find out at Flagpole on Wednesday. So if you know that you haven't missed any days, you're in the running. So we'll see who won those bikes on Wednesday. Don't forget, our LCAP surveys are still live. So if you guys see something that the school needs to improve on, well, here's a chance to let us know. So make sure you guys get the links. Also, the links were sent out to families, so make sure your parents are filling these out as well. For Live the Creed, we had an awesome time at our assembly last week. It was a magician and we saw some amazing tricks happen. So our current standings look like this. We have a lot of golden tickets that went out, but it looks like our classes that were in the lead are Miss Newville's second grade class and Mrs. Latios's TK class, who had 8 certificates. So congratulations to those 2 classes for coming out on top. Last week, we finished our 5th grade kickball championship. So the classroom that won was Mrs. Lowe's 5th grade class. There's her class kickball team, and they won a snow cone party, so we'll be by tomorrow. Also, for 4th grade, our soccer champions are Mrs. Ward's 4th grade class, so they earned their snow cone party and will be by on Wednesday as well. Another shout out to Miss McQuarrie and Miss Lavia for giving us our Farmdale library statistics. We love our library here at Farmdale, so they went ahead and released some statistics so we knew how we were doing. So this year there were 47,962 books checked out of the library. That means a lot of foxes were reading a lot of books. The top 5 titles: Dogman, 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 Dogman. 5 Dogman books were the top titles for the year, so we love our Dogman books. If we look at which grade levels checked out the most books, we have 2nd grade with 11,248, 4th grade with 10,605, then we have 5th grade, 3rd grade, and 1st grade. The top homerooms, it's no surprise that most of them are 2nd and 4th grade. So we have Miss Birnbaum's class with almost 3,000 book checkouts. Then we have Mr. Downey's 4th grade class with 2,441, Mrs. Garcia's 2nd grade class with 2,224, and then Mrs. Vang's 4th grade class with 1,924. And then coming in the top 5 is Mrs. Vang's 5th grade class with 1,914. So that is awesome data to share. We also have another shout out for Miss Natalie for graduating from Fresno State. She works in Mrs. Vu and Miss Cecil's class, and they threw her a surprise graduation party. So it's always fun when 2 classrooms can get together to celebrate someone amazing. Mrs. Cecil also wanted to give a shout out to her Student Council Executive Board, and she wanted to thank them for all their hard work for an amazing school year. So she shared this video. So they had a lot of fun at their foam party after school last week. And then we wanted to give a shout out to Mr. Magana's class. We celebrated Foxes on Time with them last week, one of the most spirited classes on campus to visit. So we always love going to Mr. Magana's class. Mrs. Gomez wanted to give a shout out to Kina for reaching the 100 book club. Great job, Kina, in Mrs. Gomez's class. Also, Mrs. Garcia's class in 2nd grade had Cutie, her miniature donkey, come for a special visit. So thank you to Miss Garcia for sharing Cutie with us. And then we want to thank Miss Paisley, which is Miss Garcia's daughter, and Mr. Garcia for helping out with that event. A big shout out to Mrs. Bowman, Miss Carlos, and Mrs. Rosales for completing their induction program last week. They have clear California credentials now, so we are so excited for them. And also thanks to the coaches that have supported them. So thank you to Mrs. Strube, Mrs. Robertson, and Mrs. Vu. We have some positive referrals this week. The Fox support team wrote a positive referral for Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson has been an important part of the Fox support team this year, and he did so much to change the lives of many students. If you see Mr. Johnson around campus this week, be sure to tell him how awesome he is, because we appreciate all of his help and support this year. And you could see he got his Starbucks cup, but there was a fun gift card inside. We also have some shout outs for Landon and Nathan. Landon is in Mrs. Lowe's class and Nathan is in Miss Luna's class. They're fifth graders and they earned positive office referrals from the supervision team. The reason why is because both Landon and Nathan saw a friend in need during a medical emergency and they were quick to react and bring him to safety. So we appreciate both of them for being so quick to respond and for helping a fellow Fox. And also for Landon, I don't have a picture of him with his positive office referral, but Mrs. Lowe has it for him. And his dad is actually Mr. Vu, who works in Mrs. Ward's class, and he works with Miss Rosales, and he finished his degree at Stanislaus. So that's why Landon wasn't here to take a picture, because he was celebrating his dad. So congratulations, Mr. Vu. Our next positive referral is for Bailey in Miss Vang's fourth grade class. She was an excellent student for the guest teacher. The guest teacher said Bailey was working diligently on her assignments and was respectful and kind throughout the day. She was also a positive role model for all the others in class. Great work, Bailey. And then Miss Rosa wrote a positive office referral for Kyla. Kyla is a fifth grader in Miss Lowe's class. Kyla found money on the way to PE and she turned it in to staff without being asked, and she was just being responsible. So this is a great way to show trustworthiness and honesty. Great job, Kyla. And next up we have kindness tickets. So let's see who's going to win our last round of kindness tickets. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pick 3. So my first kindness ticket is to Yaretsi in Miss Johnson and Miss Rosales' class, 4th grade. All right, Yaretsi. Our next one is to Aaliyah Mejia Gonzalez in Miss Hoke's class. So congratulations, Aaliyah. And I'm going to shake this up really good and pick one more. And the last one is for Mike Safon from Miss Vang's 5th grade class. So congratulations to Yaretsi, Mike, and Aaliyah. Miss Spielman will be by later on this week with your prize. Congratulations. And finally, our quote of the week. So it's the end of the year and all of our classrooms are like little families. Every teacher has made this little family in their classroom. And one of the hardest things to do is say goodbye at the end of the year. But if you think of the end of the year like a sunset, sunsets are proof that endings can be beautiful. Remember, the sun is going to set at the end of this school year, but then that means the sun rises for our next school year that's coming up. So I hope that your final week is filled with lots of love and hugs and kindness. And we'll see you at the beginning of the next year for our sunrise. Remember to get your birthday books. At the end of this slideshow, we're going to run all the birthdays all the way through the end of June. So you'll see all of those birthdays all the way to the end of June. If your name pops up, be sure to go get your birthday book. And then when school starts in July, that's when July birthdays will go get their birthday books. And that's all I have for you. So we're signing off on the school year. So remember to have a great week and work hard, and also to have a great summer. And we can't wait to see you back when the school year starts next year. Remember, if you need anything, you can reach out to Miss Spielman, Mr. Gong, or myself, and we're here for you. So let's go ahead and end the announcements with the Fox Creed. So let's get our foxes up. Okay, let's go. To be a fox, repeat in your mind, be safe, be responsible, be respectful, and kind. Here are our birthdays all the way until June. Have a great summer, and we'll see you later. Bye.